We have the latest on the WWE return of Bray Wyatt, but first, an AEW star has officially left the company. Over recent weeks, we've seen two All Elite Wrestling contracts come to an end, with Trench of the Mogul Embassy and Fuego del Sol both departing the company. Well, we can add yet another name to that list, as according to PW Insider, second-generation wrestler Brian Pillman Jr. is no longer All Elite, with them taken to their main site to report. Brian Pillman Jr.'s AEW deal has expired, PWInsider.com has confirmed with sources. We are told currently the deal will not be renewed and the second-generation star, 29, has exited the company. We are told the door remains open for Pillman and AEW to possibly work together again in the future. Pillman has been appearing in AEW since the company's first pay-per-view, Double or Nothing, in 2019, this while still under contract with MLW. However, once his MLW contract came to an end, he would sign a full-time deal with AEW in July 2021 before teaming up with former tag team partner Griff Garrison. His last AEW match took place in May of this year, teaming with fellow second-generation star Brock Anderson at an AEW house show in Salem, Virginia, having since worked 6 matches on the independents. But what do you think the future holds for now free agent Brian Pillman Jr.? Let me know in the comments down below. And next we have the latest on the reported backstage argument at this week's Monday Night Raw. Following this past Monday's live episode of Raw, a report would emerge from PW Insider that claimed the participants in the night's 6-man tag team match would be part of a vocal disagreement in the back immediately after the show came to a close, and Mike Johnson would reveal there was an argument backstage following Monday Night Raw involving members of the 6-man tag main event between the Judgment Day versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn and Seth Rollins, PWInsider.com has confirmed with multiple sources. We are told the brunt of the issue was how the match went, as there were apparently some spots that didn't go as initially planned and were clunky, with 2 sources placing the blame on the fact that aspects of the match were changed at the last literal second, and one source placing the blame on one talent who they didn't want to name to not make the internet go crazy. Since the original report dropped, Johnson has since provided a follow-up report to clear more things up about the incident, revealing more on what caused the issues in the first place, and he would write, the same source stated that almost to the second ring entrances were happening, there was a reworking of plans, and when things didn't go smoothly in the ring, it exacerbated the issues. They felt that the changes may have led to the domino effect of things not being as smooth as it would have been otherwise inside the ring. The initial report concluded by stating that after Finn Balor pinned Sami Zayn and everyone returned to the gorilla position backstage, an argument over how the match went would break out, but no physicality would take place. It was described as one of those nights where things just didn't click, and that since there were so many people involved who care about their job and performances, emotions ran high because of those frustrations. And next up, should Bray Wyatt return to his Wyatt family persona? Over the years, we've seen many incarnations of Bray Wyatt, whether it be Husky Harris, the Eater of Worlds, or the Fiend. This week, The Undertaker, who's known for his equally as spooky character, would speak with Alistair McGeorge of Metro to reveal his thoughts on the recent booking of Wyatt. Taker feels that a reset is in order, and he would note, they need to back Bray's character up to the original character, get away from, they've kind of got themselves booked into a situation where it's kind of difficult for him to have matches. I think the original Wyatt family Bray, that's the money. I got to work with Bray at Mania the year after I got concussed in the Brock match. I worked with Bray, I think a lot of him, and I like what he's doing. I think they just have to figure out they need to back it up, I think. His promos and then his ability to work, he's an incredible worker, but he's not getting the opportunity to do it. I hope the best for him, I really do think a lot of him. We'll see what happens there. We do have more on Wyatt's return to WWE later in the video, but for now we have a couple more stories to get through, but let me know which Bray Wyatt you want to see return in the comments down below. Next up, a top AEW star has been announced for an upcoming independent show. Game Changer Wrestling would take to Twitter last night to announce that their upcoming GCW My Name Is event will feature an appearance from one of wrestling's most popular names. Rumors. The tweet would note that Jeff Hardy is booked for the show that will go down in Detroit on August 4th, where he will make his GCW debut. It was confirmed that Hardy won't actually be wrestling on the show, but he will be appearing in person. It remains to be seen if this appearance will set up an angle for a future match in the promotion, with it being confirmed that Leo Rush, Mike Bailey, Commander, Joey Janela, Blake Christian, and more will be in attendance, with one of those names perhaps set to interact with the charismatic Enigma. And next we have an update on the relationship between All Elite Wrestling and Warner Bros. Discovery. Last night, Fightful Select would release a report to update fans on the negotiations between Warner Bros. Discovery and All Elite Wrestling over a new broadcast deal, with their initial agreement expected to expire sometime within the next year or so. Regarding the next deal between the two parties, a Fightful source within Warner claimed that it would see a huge money increase for AEW as things stand, with the promotion's future with the broadcaster seemingly very bright, to say the least. As for talks themselves, Fightful would write, Fightful can confirm via Warner Bros. Discovery sources that AEW has long been involved in television rights extension talks. Those that we've spoken to said that the conversations have been ongoing for months, and they personally believe an announcement could be made this summer or fall of a deal reached. WBD sources would add that they've been very happy with AEW and their flexibility with adding and subtracting shows, providing different kinds of content, as well as their flexibility when it comes to conflicts with their other programming. The report would confirm that AEW content is now exclusive to Warner, which is the reasoning for the cancellation of AEW Dark and Elevation, although beyond pay-per-view integrations, there hasn't been much interest in adding Ring of Honor to the WBD networks, with there being no word on if this has changed. As for where the upcoming AEW All in London event will air in the United States, discussions are still ongoing, with this being an element of the ongoing talks between both sides. But what do you make of the update on the relationship between AEW and Warner Bros. Discovery? Let me know in the comments down below. Next up, we have the latest on the WWE return of Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt hasn't been seen on WWE television since late February, with him said to be out of action with an undisclosed illness that has prevented him from being cleared to wrestle. According to details provided by Fightful Select this week, it seems the Eater of Worlds is no closer to stepping back inside a ring anytime soon, and they would write, when Fightful Select inquired about Wyatt's status, a WWE higher-up confirmed to us that Wyatt is still sidelined and not cleared for action. We're told that they're still awaiting clearance and hopeful for a return whenever that occurs. Wyatt's last appearance would take place in the build-up to a reported match at WrestleMania with Bobby Lashley. However, this latest speed bump has put a halt to any creative plans for him, as well as his brother Bo Dallas, aka Uncle Howdy, as well as Alexa Bliss, who has since announced her unexpected pregnancy. Whilst Bray's WWE future remains up in the air, he is set to be a key player in the upcoming WWE 2K23 DLC, which comes out on July 19th, although it remains to be seen when he will be a key player on WWE television again. And before you go, make sure you check out 10 masked AEW wrestlers unmasked.